Good day, folks. Welcome to Bright Mind Academy, where we bring brilliance to every lesson. In today's video, we're going to look at another question under exponential function as well as hyperbole. Now, we are given a function of f of x, which we see it is a what? A hyperbolic function, right? A hyperbole function. Then we have a g of x, which we see it is a straight line. So now, before we answer question, let's see here. A, remember this is a, right? Now a is greater than 0, so it means when we draw this, if we require to draw it, it will be in quadrant 1 and 3. Then our axis of symmetry, not axis of symmetry, asymptote will have an asymptote at y is equal to, remember first one, this one, y is equal to 2, and the second one, remember this one, if it is negative 3 here. So you're going to say x it is equal to, remember if it is negative 3 here, you're going to put 3. Why are we saying that? Because I said do this, x minus 3 it is equal to 0, therefore x it is equal to 3. This is your axis of symmetry. Then when they want a axis of now why am I saying axis of symmetry? This is the asymptotes. Those are the asymptotes that I've been mentioning. This one, this is your first asymptote, your horizontal asymptote. This is your vertical asymptote. Then when they want the axis of symmetry, remember you just take this. So if they want axis of symmetry with positive gradient, you just say x minus 3 plus 2. If they want with a negative gradient, you just put negative in front of x plus minus 3. All right, then we come here, we see that it is mx plus c, and our gradient it is positive 1. So it means our graph will look more or less like that. We agree. And this is our y-intercept. Remember y it is equal to mx plus c. C it is our y-intercept. Why? Because when I substitute x as equal to 0, this falls off and I'm left with c. So hence I'm saying c it is my y-intercept. 5.1, write down the equation of the asymptotes of f. Write down the equation of the asymptotes of f. Asymptotes of f, here are the horizontal and vertical one. I've already wrote them down. X it is equal to 3 and y it is equal to 2. This question they leave it in grade 11, but I'm doing the axis of symmetry, the asymptotes part question as well as axis of symmetry, they like it. All right, determine the x-intercept of f of x. X-intercept of f of x, or intercept of f of x. All right, remember for x-intercept you let y equal to 0. So we're gonna come here and say let y equal to 0, and it is 4 divided by x minus 3 it is plus 2. The first mark is here, substituting y as 0. Then I take this negative 2 to the other side, it becomes negative 4x minus 3. Then this is over 1, then I cross multiply, right? I cross multiply. As I cross multiply, it is negative 2x minus 3. 1 multiplied by 4, it is 4. Then I divide both sides by negative 2. So it's going to be x minus 3, it is equal to 4 divided by negative 2, it is negative 2. Right? Therefore, x it is equal to negative 2 plus 3, it is equal to what? It is equal to 1. Therefore, this is my x-intercept. Determine the x-intercept of f. It is this. X it is equal to 1. In terms of coordinates, it is 1 and 0. All right. 5.3, determine the y-intercept of f. Oh, right, y-intercept, I know I let x equal to 0, so I'm going to say y it is equal to 4 divided by 0 minus 3 plus 2. This one needs a calculator. 4 divided by negative 3, it is that much. Negative 4 divided by 3 plus 2, it's going to be 4. Let me do this. Plus 2 over 1. Negative 4 plus 6 divided by 3. Negative 4 plus 6 divided by 3. Negative 4 plus 6. It is 2 divided by 3. The answer here, it is 2 divided by 3. Let me just confirm this. Where's my calculator? Let's confirm. Let's confirm. So we have 4 divided by negative 3 plus 2. 2 divided by 3. So here we have y-intercept as 2 divided by 3. In terms of coordinates, you can say my x was 0, then my y became 2 divided by 3. All right. I'm just collecting this data because I'm not sure whether I'm gonna sketch a graph. Talking about this graph, the examiner just wants us to draw. Sketch the graph of f and g on the same set of axes. Show clearly all the intercept with the axis and any asymptotes. All right. This is good. This is nice. Drawing is very interesting. I'll start drawing the what's this? Sorry, the graph of g. Remember, but it will be on the same set of axes. Let me do this. Let me just draw my yo. All right. Let me check the asymptote. It is how much? Okay. I'm gonna say maybe. Let me cut it here. Maybe. All right. Let's say here we have x. All right. Then this is our y. So now when we start with the graph of g of x, which is equal to x plus 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So we first know what our y-intercept is, right? Our y-intercept it is 2. Our y-intercept it is 2. So let's say 2 it is here. So it is 0 and 2 here, right? Then the x-intercept, how do we find the x-intercept? How do we find the x-intercept for this graph? So we know for x-intercept, we let y equal to 0, then x plus 2. Therefore, x will be equal to negative 2. Negative 2, it is somewhere here. All right. Then, yeah, that's all. Then you just draw your straight line. Let me see if my ruler can help me. It won't. All right. Right. Then, let me. Oh, good. But I will need it to be. Oh, goodness. Let me do it here. Yeah. Perfect. Perfecto. So this is 2, the y-intercept 0 and 2. Then this is negative 2 and 0. So I'm done with my straight line. Just label it. This is the graph of what? G. Just label it fella G. All right. You can also show it like this and just say this is 2 here, then this is negative 2. You do not need to write it in terms of coordinates. All right. Then our graph goes to infinity. Then let's draw our graph of f. Graph of f, what I like to say is draw your asymptotes first. Draw your asymptotes first. Your first asymptote, it is x is equal to 3. The second one, it is y is equal to 2. So I'm going to say my asymptote. My asymptote, it is y is equal to 2. The first one. The second one is x is equal to what? 3. Positive 3, right? So x is equal to positive 3, maybe here. Maybe there. All right? This is 3. I like saying my asymptote y is equal to 2. And call this x is equal to 2. Not 2. Oh, sorry. What's happening? This normally happens these days. All right? Sorry about that. As I was saying, this was not supposed to be 3. Was supposed, but mom was not supposed to be 2. Was supposed to be 3. So here, or you can just say here, it is 3. All right, it's fine. Remember, this one we already allocated. It is 2. Now, one might ask, oh, how isn't it y is equal to 2 an asymptote? And if it is an asymptote, why is the graph of g touching that? Yes, it is touching there because it is not an asymptote to the graph of g. I bring back my thing. I want to believe you are following. It is an asymptote to the graph of f, not g. Let me extend this so that it can be a good function. Not bad. It's not bad. Let me just remove this. All right, let's do this and say this line it is x is equal to 2. All right, let's name this as g again. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm done with the asymptotes, right? When I'm done with the asymptotes, I check where is my quadrant. My quadrant should be quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. Why? Because a is greater than 0. Remember, go back to the videos that we have done when we were explaining how to draw f of the hyperbolic function. If you do not know which quadrant we're gonna draw in, so quadrant 1 and 3. So before we do that, let's plot the x and y intercept of graph f. Y intercept, it is 2 divided by 3. 2 divided by 3, according to math, it is 0.6666. So it is more or less something like here before 1. Then x intercept, it is 1. 1, it is more or less something like here maybe. So we agree on quadrant 1 is going to be something like this here. All right. Remember, it's not supposed to touch this line. Let me do this. Return. Remember, my graph should be like this. All right. Let me repeat that for the last time. Yes, a curved should not touch this line. Remember. Then we call this f, and now it should also be on quadrant 3. And this is what. Remember, it should touch all these coordinates there. This is what I'm expecting. I've tried my level best. Then let's label this as 2 divided by 3. Let's label this as 1. So this is what was expected from us in terms of drawing. So I believe you're following, and I strongly believe you're following. For 5 marks, this was worth it. Oh yes, it was 5 marks. 5 marks. Now, 5 point, we are done with this. 5.5 says calculate the x coordinate of point of intersection of f and g. Now x coordinate of point of intersection of f and g. Remember, point of intersection, it is where f of x it is equal to g of x. So let's go calculate that. Let's go calculate where f of x it is equal to what? G of x. Now what is f of x? F of x was a 4 divided by x minus 3 plus 2, if I still remember correctly. It is equal to what was g of x? G of x was x plus 2. Let me go confirm before I can start any calculation. Yes. Yes. So now it's a matter of solving mathematically. So how am I gonna go about this one? I'm gonna say 4 divided by x minus 3. I take this 2 to the other side. Is gonna be x plus 2 minus 2, which it is equal to only x, right? Then I normally say just do this as x. I get the answer is x. Just say divide by 1, then cross multiply. Cross multiply, when I say I'm gonna have this multiplying that, it's gonna be x into x minus 3. It is equal to 4. This multiply by that, all right? Then now I'm gonna cross multiply x squared minus x multiplied by 3, negative 3x. Since when I have an x squared, every time when I have any what blah 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 equation, but once I have x squared on somewhere on either side of the on either left hand side or right hand side, I'm gonna apply zero factor. What is zero factor? Is saying take this to the other side. It's gonna be minus 4 and apply zero factor. All right. Then I know if you're not so sure about this one, how do we go about this one? We say let's find factors of 4 such that when we subtract them, they give us 3. I repeat, factors of 4 such that we do what? We check this sign. When we subtract them, they give us what? They give us 3. So factors of 4, the first one, it is 4 times 1. When we multiply this, it gives us how much? 4. Right? But we want in such a way when we subtract, it refer 3. So we agree when I say 4 minus 1, it is it is 3, right? So it means this one here, it is 4 multiplied by 1. But remember, they taught you that the bigger number takes the sign of a middle term. Which bigger number are we talking about here? So it's going to be negative 4 plus 1, which is the same as how much? When we multiply this, it is negative 4. When we add this, maybe it is negative 3. So however your teacher has taught you this method thereof, so you're going to say x minus 4 x plus 1. Therefore, x it is equal to 4 or x it is equal to negative 1. Therefore, we have answered the question. X it is x it is equal to 4. It is the first x where the x coordinate where our graph intersect x is equal to negative 1. Let's go see our sketch and maybe confirm these values. X it is equal to 4 and x it is equal to negative 1. Negative 1. When I see this part here, it might be negative 1 here. So my sketch is correct and my calculations are correct. This might be negative 1 here. You all agree? All right. Then 4. Maybe if this is 3, this is not necessarily 4, but you can see that it is after 3. So my sketch it is also correct on the other side. So the values that we have, it is x it is equal to 4 and not or. It is or because yeah, there are two of them. It's either it is x is equal to 4 or x it is equal to negative 1 where they intersect. But it's a calculate the x coordinate of the point of intersection between F and G. If they wanted the y coordinate, you just take this 4, you substitute to the original equation, either of F or G, and also take this one and apply the very same thing. Now they say to us if x is less than 3, determine the values if x is less than 3. So it means they want from this point. If x is less than 3, right? X is less than 3. 3, it is our asymptote in this case. Let's read the full statement and hear what the examiner is trying to tell us, to say to us rather. Determine the values of x for which 4 divided by x minus 3 plus 2 is less than x plus 2. The examiner is trying to say to you where f of x, because remember this is a formula for f of x, is less than what? X plus 2, and x plus 2 it is what? G of x. So the examiner is trying to say to you, determine the values of x for which f of x is less than 3. So what does this mean? It means where f of x is below what? Below g, because less than. If it was greater than, it is where it is above. All right, below g. So let's look at that. Let's look at that where f is below. So the examiner has already said where x is less than 0. Where x is less than 0. So it means we're gonna, if x is less than 0, if x is less than 0, you do not need to consider this side here. Why am I saying you do not need to consider it? Because now the examiner has told us that whatever the value of x should be less than, if x is less than 3. So it means we should look to everything that is less than 3. All right. So let's check where f is below. F is below. F is below from this portion. Let's check from here, from negative infinity here to negative 1 here. This is negative 1, right? We all agree. Let me do this. We all agree that from negative infinity to negative 1, the graph of f, it is above, right? And that is not what we want. We want where the graph of f, it is below g. But in this case, it is above g. So we ignore from negative half to negative 1. But look from negative 1, from this point, up to 3. Look at this section. From negative 1 to x is equal to 3. X is equal to 3. Our graph of f, which is our hyperbole, it is below what? Below g. You all agree with me? Aman, our graph of f, it is below what? Below f. Below g, as I was saying, yes. So this is the correct interval that we want, from negative 1 up to 3. Because why? Check after 3. After 3, what happens? G, it is below, but now it has exceeded, it has passed this interval. X is less, if x is less than 3. So it means whatever value that we have, it shouldn't be a greater than 3 or equal to 3. It should be strictly less than 3. So it means we'll just only consider this portion from -1 to 3. Our our f here, it is below. Can you see the red line? It is below the blue line. So that interval is the one that we are looking for. All right. So we're gonna say between -1 and 3. So when you answer this, you're gonna say between -1 and -1 and 3. So you're gonna say x is between -1 and positive 3. Why am I not including -1 even though they are equal? Because the interval here says less than, strictly less than, not less than or equal to. All right. Even if it was less than or equal to, we're only going to include this, but this one will never include. Why? Because it is an asymptote. All right. Yes, I believe you are following, and I strongly believe you are following. So let me just remove this fast. Uh, Hopefully, I won't remove my graph. Oh, all right, perfect. Now I'm done with this. This was for illustration purpose. Now the line y is equal to x minus 1 cut f at p. P is equal to man. The line y is equal to x minus 1 cut f. Cut f. All right, f it is our what? F it is our hyperbole. At p it is equal to 1 and 0. 1 and 0. What is 1 and 0? 1 and 0. Oh, 1 and 0 here. 1 and 0. This is 1 and 0. And q. Hi. So if this line cuts it here, so what I'm thinking about, look, what I'm seeing now, if this is the, all right, let me see, this is the line they are talking about. Let's change a color to maybe this one. If this is the line they're talking about, it cuts at P like this, maybe, and goes there. I want to believe this is x minus 1. I want to believe that this graph here, I want to believe that this graph that we just drawn, this one, it is a what? I want to believe it is an axis of symmetry. Why? Because it cuts here at P with coordinates 0 and 1, 1 and 0, and it passes through our origin. Someone might not see this, but all right, maybe, and it cuts our graph again. So maybe this might be an axis of symmetry with a positive gradient because it is y is equal to x plus 1. All right, but let's say we do not know that it is an axis of symmetry and it does not click that it is an axis of symmetry, or you do not see it like I see it, right? Let's say now they want what? The coordinates of q. So now we see that these graphs here at p and q, let's say q, it is somewhere here. Accurate cuts. At p and q, it cuts. So it means this graph of f in that portion, let me label this graph of f in this portion, it is equal to the graph of the new one and in that portion. So it means it is the point where the line y is equal to x minus 1, it is equal to the graph of hyperbole. So let's try to solve for that one. Let's try to solve that one. Let's clear this page. So we're going to say let f of x equal to x minus 1. Right? What is f of x? F of x, it is f x minus, I've forgotten, plus 2. I'll remember by looking at the graph. X minus 3 plus 2. It is equal to what? X minus 1. All right. So, sorry, if that's the case, then let's see. Let's solve mathematically for this one. It is x minus 3. When I take this 2 to the other side, it's going to be equal to what? X minus 1 minus 2. It is x minus 3. So just divide by 1 here. Then after dividing by 1, how does that help me? I'm going to cross multiply again. So I'm going to have x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 3, which is x minus 3 squared, because it repeats itself twice, right? 4 multiplied by 1, it is 4. Therefore, how do I solve this? Remember, this is Yeah, difference and not difference of two squares. Remember, you can do this by foiling and saying this multiply by this by that, but either way it's fine. Nasa ke tseba, I now know it, so it's going to be x squared. I square the first term, and then I say the first term multiplied by second term, which is x multiplied by negative 3, which is negative 3x multiplied by 2, negative 6x. Then I square the last term, it is positive 9. It is equal to 4. All right. Then I apply zero factor because I see x squared minus 6x, then plus 5, it is equal to 0. Then factors here, it is x minus 5, x minus 1, it is equal to 0. Then the first coordinate is that x it is equal to 5 or x it is equal to 1. But already we know, or if we already know that yes, it should be 1 because already we were told that at this point it is 1, right? So it means this point here, its coordinate is going to be 5. And it is reasonable that it is 5 because it is at the other side of 3, right? So we're going to say I know that I already know that f of 1, when I substitute 1 into the graph of f, I'm going to get 0. But my interest it is f of 5. F of 5 it is how much? F of 5 is going to be 4 divided by 5 minus 2, 5 minus 3 plus 2, which gives me how much? 4 divided by 2, it is 2. 2 plus 2, it is 4. Therefore, the coordinate of Q I know is going to be how much? 5. And how much the Y value it is? It is 4. This is your answer. This is your answer. All right, let me see how much time I have. All right, I do not have enough time, but yeah. Let's see if we still have another question. So the answer here it is Q has a coordinate of 5 and 4. All right? Yes. So, yes, that's all. That's all for today, folks. I want to believe that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until we meet again. Thank you.